A major military defeat in the Kursk region resulted in the annihilation of around 50,000 Russian and North Korean soldiers by Ukrainian forces. This is considered the largest single-day loss of the North Korean army on a foreign battlefield since the Korean War. The battle in this strategic land not only exposed the superior strength of the Ukrainian army, but also raised doubts about the coordination capacity of the two military powers, Russia and North Korea. The appearance of North Korean soldiers on the Ukrainian battlefield marked an unprecedented level of military cooperation between Moscow and Pyongyang. According to military analysts, this was the largest deployment of North Korean troops in a foreign conflict, showing the increasingly expanding Russia-North Korea relationship. However, the outcome of the battle also raised controversial questions. Is the North Korean army incapable of adapting to modern warfare? Or is it Russia's strategy that has led this alliance to a disastrous defeat? Battle statistics and casualties. Recent military intelligence reports have revealed significant casualties among North Korean forces fighting alongside Russian troops in the Kursk region. According to U.S. military officials, several hundred North Korean soldiers have been killed or wounded in combat operations. The Pentagon has confirmed that North Korean forces have been engaged in direct combat alongside Russian units, marking their first major battlefield deployment. The U.S. Defense Department has confirmed that North Korean troops began participating in combat operations roughly 1 week ago, with casualties spanning various ranks reported early on. According to Ukraine's military intelligence agency GUR, weekend operations alone resulted in at least 30 North Korean soldiers either killed or wounded. These casualties were concentrated in the villages of Plekovo, Vorobja, and Martinovka, areas that have witnessed intense fighting as Ukrainian forces continue to resist the combined Russian-North Korean offensive. The involvement of North Korean troops in Russia's Kursk Oblast marks an unprecedented escalation in foreign military engagement. Initial reports indicate that Pyongyang deployed an initial force of 10,000 troops to the region, with an additional 1,500–2,000 soldiers arriving in subsequent waves. Among this contingent are 500 officers and 3 high-ranking generals, underscoring the strategic significance of North Korea's involvement. Meanwhile, Russian forces remain heavily invested in the region, with Moscow reportedly recruiting an estimated 20,000 new soldiers monthly to sustain its broader war efforts. Despite these reinforcements, the combined Russian-North Korean offensive has encountered fierce Ukrainian resistance, resulting in heavy casualties on both sides. The reported casualties among North Korean forces have been corroborated through a variety of intelligence sources and methods. U.S. military intelligence utilized satellite surveillance to confirm troop movements and losses, intercepted battlefield communications to validate reports. Ukrainian GUR military intelligence provided drone footage to verify the presence of North Korean soldiers, conducted ground reconnaissance to confirm casualties. International observers employed open-source intelligence for cross-referencing data, analyzed battlefield reports to corroborate findings. Evidence from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky further substantiates these claims. Zelensky recently released drone footage capturing North Korean troops in combat positions. He also highlighted Russian efforts to conceal the extent of North Korean losses by incinerating identification documents of the deceased soldiers, complicating efforts to account for their casualties accurately. The Pentagon has underscored that the deployment of North Korean forces, many of whom lack meaningful combat experience, has significantly contributed to their high casualty rates. This inexperience has been further exacerbated by the challenging conditions and modern warfare tactics employed by Ukrainian defenders, creating severe operational difficulties for the North Korean contingent. U.S. intelligence assessments provide a grim backdrop to these developments, estimating that Russia began its offensive with a total force of 360,000 personnel. Since the onset of the conflict, approximately 315,000 Russian and Allied troops have been reported killed, wounded, or captured. These staggering losses highlight the ferocity of the ongoing fighting in the Kursk region and underscore the growing human cost for both Russian and North Korean forces involved in this contentious campaign. Strategic significance of Kursk. The Kursk region has emerged as a crucial battleground, where Ukrainian forces have demonstrated their capability to challenge the combined Russian and North Korean military presence. The area's strategic significance extends beyond its current role, drawing parallels to its historical importance in World War II. The Kursk region gained its initial military significance during World War II's Eastern Front operations. In 1943, it witnessed one of history's largest tank battles, involving 6,000 tanks, 2 million troops, and 4,000 aircraft. The battle marked a decisive shift in the war's momentum, effectively ending German offensive capabilities on the Eastern Front. This historical precedent has influenced modern military planning in the region. The tactical significance of the Kursk region in the ongoing conflict cannot be overstated, as it serves as a pivotal area in the broader military strategy of both Ukraine and Russia. For Ukraine, Kursk acts as a vital buffer zone that shields critical territories further inland, ensuring that key urban and industrial areas remain protected from potential incursions. By maintaining a strong presence in this region, Ukrainian forces are not only defending their front lines but also safeguarding the integrity of supply chains and strategic infrastructure that are essential for sustaining their war effort. Geographically, the Kursk region offers several natural defensive advantages. The rivers Sim, Sil, and Suja carve through the landscape, creating formidable barriers that complicate enemy movements and make coordinated assaults more challenging. These natural features enable Ukrainian forces to establish defensive lines that are difficult for adversaries to penetrate, providing a significant edge in repelling attacks and consolidating territorial gains. The region's terrain, combined with these waterways, also facilitates the effective use of artillery and reconnaissance, both of which are critical to modern warfare. The road network in Kursk further enhances its strategic importance. This intricate web of routes allows for the rapid deployment and maneuvering of combat forces, enabling Ukraine to exploit its mobility advantage. Ukrainian commanders have leveraged these roadways to launch counterattacks, reinforce vulnerable positions, and disrupt enemy supply lines, all while maintaining operational flexibility. Ukrainian forces have successfully secured approximately 1,000 square kilometers of territory in the Kursk region, a feat that underscores their ability to adapt to the dynamic demands of the battlefield. This territorial control is amplified by the use of interior lines of communication that radiate from central positions within the region. By holding these interior lines, Ukraine can respond swiftly to shifts in enemy tactics and movements. These shorter, more secure supply routes reduce logistical vulnerabilities, ensuring that troops on the front lines are well supported and able to sustain prolonged operations. In essence, the battle for Kursk exemplifies the critical intersection of geography, strategy, and tactical innovation. For Ukraine, maintaining and expanding control in this region not only disrupts Russian and Allied efforts, but also fortifies the broader defensive posture of the nation. The successful defense and utilization of Kursk stand as a testament to Ukraine's ability to adapt to and overcome the challenges posed by a numerically superior adversary. The ongoing battle for Kursk has compelled Moscow to make substantial adjustments to its military strategy, underscoring the operation's profound influence on Russian resource management and decision-making. In response to Ukrainian advances, Russia has redeployed 30,000 troops from the eastern front lines to bolster defenses in the Kursk region. This significant troop movement highlights the strategic importance of Kursk and the strain it has placed on Russia's overall war effort. The redeployment, however, has introduced a series of strategic challenges for the Russian military. By shifting forces away from other critical areas, Moscow risks weakening its positions elsewhere, potentially opening opportunities for Ukrainian counteroffensives. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces have capitalized on these Russians' weaknesses, securing approximately 1,000 square kilometers of territory in Kursk and further demonstrating their ability to exploit the challenges facing their adversaries. The presence of North Korean forces in this historically significant region has added a new dimension to the conflict. Russian President Vladimir Putin faces mounting pressure to reclaim the territory, as the loss of Kursk represents both a tactical setback and a significant political challenge. Military analysts suggest that without regaining control of the Kursk region, Putin cannot return to his original strategy for victory. The Ukrainian operation has demonstrated significant weaknesses in Russia's border defenses and exposed vulnerabilities in the Russian-North Korean military coordination. This strategic shift has implications for future military operations and potential peace negotiations, as Ukraine has gained valuable leverage through its control of Russian territory. Military intelligence analysis. Ukrainian military intelligence has unveiled detailed surveillance data revealing unprecedented insights into North Korean military operations in the Kursk region. Through advanced drone technology and satellite imagery, Ukrainian forces have documented extensive movements of North Korean troops across the battlefield. Ukrainian drone operators have captured vital surveillance footage showcasing the movement of North Korean soldiers across open terrain in groups of 30 to 40. Unlike the more cautious approach typically observed in Russian forces, the North Korean troops have been seen advancing in exposed formations with minimal tactical awareness. This lack of battlefield discipline has made them highly vulnerable to Ukrainian strikes. Advanced thermal imaging systems employed by Ukrainian forces have played a pivotal role in these operations, providing unparalleled effectiveness in detecting enemy positions. These systems have been particularly valuable during nighttime engagements, allowing for precise targeting of North Korean units, even in complete darkness. In addition to drone surveillance, Ukrainian forces have relied on satellite intelligence to monitor troop concentrations and supply lines, further enhancing their situational awareness on the battlefield. These combined surveillance methods have enabled Ukraine to capitalize on the tactical weaknesses of North Korean forces, inflicting significant damage with a high degree of precision. An analysis of battlefield communications has revealed profound challenges in coordination between Russian and North Korean forces. The Russian command structure has been hampered by a severe shortage of Korean language translators, with only one translator assigned for every 30 North Korean soldiers. This glaring communication gap has led to a range of operational setbacks, including compromised security, delayed tactical decision-making, and poor coordination between the Allied forces. Ukrainian forces have adeptly exploited these communication vulnerabilities through advanced electronic warfare tactics, intercepting and disrupting enemy transmissions. While Russia retains a numerical advantage in electronic warfare capabilities, the inability to efficiently communicate with North Korean allies has severely undermined their operational effectiveness. By leveraging these weaknesses, Ukraine continues to gain a strategic edge, disrupting enemy plans and maintaining pressure on its adversaries. Analysis of battlefield data has revealed distinct patterns in North Korean troop movements. Unlike Russian forces who typically move in smaller formations and utilize cover, North Korean troops have been observed moving in large groups across open terrain. Ukrainian intelligence reports indicate that North Korean soldiers demonstrate different tactical behaviors. Their movements show limited adaptation to modern warfare conditions, with troops continuing to advance despite obvious drone presence. Ukrainian forces have documented North Korean soldiers attempting to engage drones directly, standing in exposed positions rather than seeking cover. This tactical approach has resulted in significant casualties, with Ukrainian forces able to target entire groups effectively. Military intelligence has confirmed the presence of at least 3 North Korean generals coordinating operations, suggesting a high-level command structure operating independently within the Russian military framework. Satellite imagery analysis has identified multiple training facilities in Russia's Far East, where North Korean troops underwent preparation before deployment, indicating a planned long-term military partnership between Moscow and Pyongyang. North Korean combat performance. Military analysts have closely examined the performance of North Korean forces in the Kursk region, revealing a complex picture of their combat capabilities. The Korean People's Army's KA deployment marks its first major combat operation since 1953, presenting unique challenges and opportunities for assessment. The North Korean deployment primarily consists of the elite Storm Corps, drawn from the 11th Corps. These soldiers are meticulously selected and rigorously trained in specialized operations, including infiltration, sabotage of critical infrastructure, and targeted assassinations. What sets the Storm Corps apart from conventional military units is their extraordinary ability to endure extreme physical pain and psychological stress, making them uniquely resilient in high-pressure combat situations. However, despite their formidable training, these troops lack recent battlefield experience, which could limit their effectiveness in real-world engagements. The physical conditioning of the Storm Corps is exceptional, with soldiers demonstrating superior endurance levels. Their psychological preparation is equally notable, as they are trained to maintain composure and perform under severe hardship. Beyond their initial training, these forces have been undergoing additional instruction under Russian military advisors, further refining their combat techniques and adapting their strategies to align with Russian doctrine. North Korean forces have transitioned to Russian military standards, wearing Russian uniforms and utilizing Russian-supplied equipment. Their operational capabilities have been expanded through specialized training in a variety of combat disciplines. This includes artillery operations, drone warfare, infantry combat techniques, and trench-clearing strategies. These adaptations are aimed at integrating North Korean troops more effectively into joint operations with Russian forces, though their overall performance remains contingent on their ability to adapt to new equipment and methodologies in active combat. Despite their lack of recent combat experience, military experts warn against underestimating these forces. Mark Kanchan from the Center for Strategic and International Studies emphasizes that while North Korean troops are thoroughly indoctrinated, dismissing them as mere cannon fodder would be a serious miscalculation. The operational effectiveness of North Korean forces faces significant challenges, particularly in communication. With only one Korean language translator available per unit, coordination with Russian forces has proven complicated. However, retired South Korean Lieutenant General Chun In-bum suggests that these North Korean troops may be among the best capable forces currently available to Russia. Their effectiveness is enhanced by their deployment structure, which includes 500 officers and 3 generals, suggesting a robust command and control system. However, their unfamiliarity with Russian systems and the obvious language barrier have led some experts to suggest their roles might be better suited to engineering and construction capabilities rather than direct combat operations. The Defense Intelligence Agency's assessment indicates that while North Korean forces maintain high levels of discipline and motivation, their operational doctrine remains largely unchanged since the 1950s. This presents both advantages in terms of unit cohesion and challenges in adapting to modern warfare techniques. Russian-North Korean coordination. The integration of North Korean forces into Russian military operations has revealed significant organizational challenges, highlighting the complexities of this unprecedented military partnership. Pentagon officials confirm that Russian forces have provided North Korean troops with Russian uniforms and equipment, marking a distinctive shift in military cooperation between the two nations. The North Korean military command structure poses significant challenges within the Russian operational environment due to its intricate decision-making process. This system necessitates multiple layers of approval for key actions, with even basic orders requiring clearance from unit commanders. Tactical decisions demand joint authorization from commanders and political commissars, while strategic operations require a stringent 5-signature approval process involving various officials, including military police representatives. These bureaucratic procedures often slow down the decision-making process, creating inefficiencies in the fast-paced dynamics of modern warfare. Compounding these issues are severe communication barriers between North Korean and Russian forces. With only one Korean language translator assigned to every 30 North Korean soldiers, the lack of effective communication has led to critical operational failures. Misidentifications on the battlefield have resulted in North Korean troops mistakenly firing on vehicles belonging to the Chechen Akhmat Battalion. Additionally, these language barriers have caused delays in tactical responses and widespread confusion during joint maneuvers, undermining the coordination necessary for successful combined operations. The effectiveness of joint operations has been compromised by multiple factors. Russian soldiers have expressed frustration with their North Korean counterparts, as evidenced in intercepted communications where Russian units struggled to coordinate with what they termed the K Battalion. The Pentagon reports that North Korean troops began active combat operations approximately 1 week ago, primarily in infantry roles. Military analysts note that the integration challenges extend beyond mere language barriers. The North Korean Army's limited exposure to modern warfare tactics and unfamiliarity with current battlefield technology has created operational friction. Despite these challenges, the Russian military continues to deploy North Korean forces in combat operations, with approximately 8,000 troops stationed in the Kursk Oblast. The Defense Intelligence Agency's assessment indicates that while North Korean forces maintain strict discipline, their operational doctrine remains largely unchanged since the 1950s. This doctrinal rigidity, combined with communication difficulties, has resulted in operational inefficiencies that continue to impact joint military efforts in the region. Ukrainian tactical advantages. Ukrainian forces have established significant tactical advantages through their sophisticated integration of modern military technology and battle-tested experience. The combination of advanced systems and seasoned combat units has proven decisive against North Korean and Russian forces in the Kursk region. The Ukrainian military's Delta situational awareness system has become a pivotal asset in the ongoing conflict, providing a comprehensive and highly effective platform that supports all levels of the military, from frontline units to senior command. This advanced system delivers real-time battlefield visualization, integrates data from drones and satellites, accelerates target acquisition, and ensures seamless coordination between ground and air operations. Its adaptability has allowed Ukraine to incorporate data from Western weapon systems directly into its command structure, enhancing its operational precision and efficiency. The system's security is further bolstered by the use of Starshield, an encrypted iteration of the Starlink satellite network. With 3,000 terminals connected, this secure network ensures the safe transmission of classified data, maintaining the integrity of communications in a contested environment. Ukraine's military intelligence capabilities are equally formidable, driven by a sophisticated, multi-layered approach to information gathering. The integration of diverse data sources ranging from drone networks providing real-time surveillance and strike coordination to satellite systems tracking strategic movements has established a comprehensive battlefield awareness framework. Ground sensors offer early warning and threat detection, while electronic warfare systems disrupt enemy communications and gather signals intelligence. The Ukrainian military has also set up 8 situational awareness centers along the front lines, These centers serve as technological hubs that synthesize intelligence from various sources, enabling rapid and informed decision-making. They have proven especially effective against North Korean forces, who lack experience with modern electronic warfare systems, giving Ukraine a decisive edge in intelligence and battlefield coordination. Ukrainian forces bring significant combat expertise, having engaged in military operations since 2014. This experience has provided them with crucial advantages in modern warfare tactics and operational planning. The Ukrainian military has demonstrated superior adaptation to battlefield conditions, with 80.77% of their international unit members possessing considerable military experience. The effectiveness of Ukrainian combat operations is enhanced by their innovative approach to military technology. Their forces have developed and implemented new tactical solutions at an unprecedented rate, driven by urgent battlefield requirements. This rapid adaptation has been particularly evident in their drone warfare capabilities, with Ukrainian companies increasing their UAV production capacity by more than 500% in just 6 months. Ukrainian forces have maintained a technological edge through their effective use of Western-provided military equipment and their ability to rapidly integrate new capabilities. Their success in shooting down approximately 90% of Russian cruise missiles and drones, and nearly 80% of air and ground-launched ballistic missiles nationwide, demonstrates the effectiveness of their integrated air defense systems and combat coordination. International response. The international community has launched a coordinated response to North Korea's military involvement in Ukraine, with 10 nations and the European Union issuing a joint condemnation of what they termed a dangerous expansion of the conflict. A strong and unified diplomatic response has emerged among key global players, reflecting widespread concern over the escalating military cooperation between North Korea and Russia. In a joint statement, Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, South Korea, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, the United States, and the European Union condemned the partnership between Moscow and Pyongyang. This statement highlighted specific issues, including the deployment of North Korean troops to aid Russian forces, the export of ballistic missiles and artillery shells to Russia, and potential Russian contributions to advancing North Korea's weapons programs. South Korean intelligence and defense officials have played a pivotal role in galvanizing international resolve, providing detailed assessments of this cooperation during briefings to NATO's North Atlantic Council. The NATO Secretary-General characterized the presence of North Korean forces on European soil as a turning point in the conflict, underscoring the gravity of the situation and its implications for global security. In response to the deepening military ties between North Korea and Russia, the United States Treasury Department has enacted a series of targeted sanctions aimed at crippling the partnership. These measures freeze the assets of designated individuals and entities, ban their access to the U.S. financial system, and impose secondary sanctions on foreign financial institutions that engage with these targets. Additionally, strict trade restrictions have been applied to entities supporting North Korea's military-industrial base. South Korea has taken similar steps, independently blacklisting 11 individuals and 15 entities linked to the collaboration. These efforts are complemented by the formation of the Multilateral Sanctions Monitoring Team, MINST, an initiative involving 11 aligned countries to enhance the enforcement of sanctions and prevent loopholes. This coordinated approach represents a significant escalation in global pressure against both North Korea and Russia. NATO and its partners have dramatically increased their support for Ukraine, reflecting a unified commitment to counter Russian aggression. Through the Comprehensive Assistance Package, NATO allies and partners have contributed nearly €800 million, approximately $860 million, to the Ukraine KAP Trust Fund. This package includes essential resources such as air defense systems, rocket munitions, anti-tank weapons, counter-drone technologies, and critical infrastructure protection equipment. Cumulatively, Western allies have provided at least $50 billion in security assistance to Ukraine since the conflict began. The United Kingdom has emerged as one of the largest donors, committing nearly £12 billion in total aid, with £7.1 billion allocated specifically for military support. In a historic move, the European Union has authorized the provision of lethal weapons to Ukraine through the European Peace Facility, EP, contributing over €5.6 billion. This marks the first time the EU has supplied lethal arms to a non-member state, signifying the unprecedented nature of the crisis. The United States has maintained its leading role in providing direct military assistance, recently announcing its 71st tranche of equipment valued at $725 million. This package includes advanced air defense systems, Stinger missiles, and counter-unmanned aerial systems, reflecting an ongoing commitment to meeting Ukraine's battlefield needs. This effort is coordinated through the Ukraine Defense Contact Group, a coalition of approximately 50 allied nations working together to address Ukraine's operational requirements and sustain its defense capabilities. The collective response from Ukraine's allies underscores a robust and coordinated international effort to support the country in its resistance against Russian aggression, while addressing the implications of North Korean involvement in the conflict. This unified front reflects a broader commitment to upholding global stability and countering threats to international security. Future implications. The deployment of North Korean troops in Ukraine's Kursk region signals a fundamental shift in global military dynamics, with implications extending far beyond the immediate battlefield. 10 nations in the European Union have identified this development as a dangerous expansion of the conflict, with serious consequences for both European and Indo-Pacific security. The growing military partnership between Russia and North Korea is reshaping global force projection dynamics, with significant implications for regional and international security. North Korean forces are gaining invaluable combat experience through their involvement in the conflict, particularly against advanced Western weaponry. This exposure is enabling them to adopt and refine critical tactical advancements, develop expertise in drone warfare, enhance their electronic warfare capabilities, and improve their countermeasures against precision-guided munitions. The Defense Intelligence Agency estimates that up to 10,000 North Korean troops could be deployed by the end of the year, representing a considerable shift in North Korea's military resource allocation. This deployment not only strengthens Russia's manpower on the battlefield, but also equips North Korea with practical knowledge and operational skills that could fundamentally alter its military strategies. These developments are forcing strategic recalculations across multiple regions, heightening concerns among global powers. The impact on regional security is particularly pronounced on the Korean Peninsula. South Korean intelligence has identified dozens of North Korean officers stationed at Russian frontline positions, along with Kim Jong-sik, a high-profile missile development expert. This transfer of expertise and knowledge to North Korean forces is expected to accelerate the modernization of their military capabilities, intensifying tensions in the region. In the Indo-Pacific, these developments are shifting power dynamics and challenging existing alliance structures, as the United States, Japan, and other regional actors reassess their security strategies. Similarly, the European theater faces new complexities in NATO's security framework, as the integration of North Korean forces into the conflict brings additional layers of unpredictability to the battlefield. Strategically, the partnership allows North Korea to reduce its traditional dependence on Beijing, diminishing China's stabilizing influence in the region. This realignment has the potential to spark an arms race in East Asia, with countries like the United States and Japan likely to respond to an increasingly emboldened North Korea. As a result, the ripple effects of this partnership are reshaping the global security landscape, raising concerns about long-term stability and the balance of power. The emerging Russia-North Korea alliance represents a significant shift in global partnership structures. Their mutual defense agreement, signed in June, stipulates immediate military assistance in case either nation faces armed invasion. This arrangement has several critical implications. The strengthened ties between Russia and North Korea pose challenges to global nuclear non-proliferation efforts. While Moscow's direct support for Pyongyang's nuclear ambitions remains uncertain, the alliance could facilitate North Korea's access to advanced military technologies and expertise. South Korea's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has warned that the participation of North Korean troops risks triggering a global war, given the complex web of security alliances. The ministry has emphasized that these actions threaten core security interests and violate United Nations precedents. The Defense Intelligence Agency's assessment indicates that this partnership signals Russia's broader strategic pivot toward building an anti-Western coalition. By expanding its orbit to include North Korea alongside Iran, with potential Chinese alignment, Russia is attempting to reshape the global security architecture. Military analysts predict that this alliance system will challenge post-Cold War security arrangements and risk transforming regional conflicts into broader global confrontations. The partnership may indirectly support North Korea's nuclear weapons program, potentially heightening its deterrent posture against the United States, South Korea, and Japan. Recent developments suggest that Russia has much less interest than China in ensuring stability on the Korean Peninsula, and may even wish to use an aggressive North Korea to threaten the United States and capture Western attention. A Russia-backed North Korea may feel more confident in weathering Beijing's displeasure, potentially escalating its missile tests and aggression toward South Korea. The devastating defeat of North Korean and Russian forces near Kursk marks a pivotal moment in modern military history. Ukrainian forces demonstrated superior tactical capabilities, advanced technology integration, and battlefield experience against the unprecedented Russian-North Korean alliance. Their success exposed significant weaknesses in enemy coordination, particularly the language barriers and outdated North Korean military doctrine that hampered effective joint operations. This military engagement carries far-reaching consequences beyond the immediate battlefield. Russian-North Korean military cooperation signals a concerning shift in global power dynamics, challenging established security frameworks and potentially destabilizing both European and Indo-Pacific regions. The international community's swift response through coordinated sanctions and increased support for Ukraine underscores the global significance of this conflict. Military analysts project that North Korea's combat experience against Western weapons systems will reshape security calculations on the Korean peninsula. Their partnership with Russia threatens to accelerate nuclear proliferation risks while potentially triggering regional arms races. These developments suggest a fundamental transformation of international security architecture as Russia attempts to build an anti-Western coalition that could turn regional conflicts into broader global confrontations. Do you think Russia will succeed in building an anti-Western alliance and the world will become bipolar like during the Cold War instead of multipolar like now? We would love to hear your thoughts on this. Please leave a comment in the comments section. Thanks for watching. See you again.